Erev Tov Chaverim. I'm Steve Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live, and you know, got a little heads up on this story here that actually happened. I believe it was on June the 7th, but it's published here on June 12th, about 5 days ago, in Jerusalem Center for Public Affairs. Mysterious blazes on 6 Iranian ships in Iranian ports right there. And as you can see the photo right here, they are definitely burning. And I had actually a friend of mine that has direct ties with Israeli intelligence had brought this to my attention. And he had actually shared with me that the U.S. was behind this, but not directly. Something that he had just gotten that information recently. And so I reached out to another source that I have for intelligence to get a little bit better understanding about what is going on, especially not only with these 6 Iranian ships that are burning there at Iranian ports in near the Gulf of Oman, but also because of yet now another article coming out on Politico here. Pentagon claims new photos show Iran responsible for tanker attacks. Well, now we're going to know the truth of what's really going on. And I can tell you with some very good certainty there that ISIS or ISIL is alive and well. Seems that the Prince of the United Arab Emirates had reached out to his head of his security guard there and had for him to get 200 men ready for training. They would work with the Mossad, and of course, out of that 200, 175 remnants of ISIL or ISIS that were fighting in Syria were actually trained to be able to do attacks in the Gulf region here, all through this area around Iran, and of course, well, we have the Gulf of Oman, we have the Persian Gulf, all these different regions right in this area here is where these attacks are going on. And it is believed that they are the ones that were behind as well, those 6 burning ships there in Iranian ports there that was reported by this article here on, what is that, Jerusalem Center for Public Affairs there. It says here, as the strategic port of Shahid Raji, north of the Strait of Hormuz, was still dealing with the effects of a huge fire that caused serious destruction. Iranian media reported that 6 Iranian ships were ablaze in several ports in the southern part of the country. The Iranian Republic news agency reported that on June 7, 2019, 4 merchant ships caught fire in the port of Nakal Taki in the Asaliya region of Bashar province. I may not even be pronouncing these names right there, but I just found it interesting, though, that now we know what's really going on. And of course, Politico comes out with this article here that the Pentagon claims that the photos show Iran responsible for tanker attacks. Pentagon on Monday released more photographs related to the attacks on the 2 oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman last week, claiming the images provided evidence Iran was responsible. The newest set of photos, some taken from a U.S. Navy helicopter and others close to the hull of the Japanese tanker Kuka, Courageous, appear to show Iranian naval personnel removing an unexploded limpet mine from the vessel and markings after the mine was removed. The Pentagon says an earlier explosion on the ship was caused by a second limpet mine. Nothing in the photos or accompanying documents reveal evidence of the placement of the magnetic mines on the ship, but in a statement, the Pentagon claims that Iran is responsible for the attack based on video evidence on our resources, proficiency needed to quickly remove the unexploded limpet. Now, again, the video was very poor at best, and it was showing a boat, an Iranian vessel next to the ship there with actually quite a few men on board this vessel. In fact, one source that I have from the Middle East that is very much in the know on these things said to me that if Iran was actually going up to remove a mine, they would have never sent a vessel loaded down with people because of the risk of the mine going off and killing all the people on board the vessel. That this was totally a false claim by the U.S., that it was not a mine on the side of the ship at all. And as we pointed out as well in our broadcast just the other day, It could have easily been either a magnetic ladder holder there that holds the ladders, keeps the ladder from swinging in the wind there when people are trying to evacuate a ship, or it could have been the suction cup type, which is a pretty good size round disc there that would look almost as if you're taking off a magnetic mine, because it takes two hands. You have to take two hands to grip it and pull it off. Also, let me just kind of give you a little heads up on some things as well. And this is some things that I'm getting from intelligence community there, and that is, listen, make sure your supplies, stockpiled water, food, things like that are all in order. There is a real fear right now of things escalating because of the situation here in the Gulf region there. Not the Mediterranean, but over here around the Straits of Hormuz, the United States, Iran, Israel, Saudi Arabia, etc. And that if this could also drag Russia into a conflict with the United States. We are talking, we've been hearing things as far as EMP strike possibly on the U.S. We've already been hearing news about the grid and stuff like that. Both countries claiming the other has been trying to hack their power grids. So it's not looking good, friends. It's a very tense situation. I've actually been in communications today with several different people trying to get a little bit better grip on what is going on. Also, I want to bring to your attention a couple other things I want to bring to your attention really quick that I think is very important. This is the FCC and the OTARD rule from Grassroots, and this is about MP3, excuse me, not MP3, but it is about 5G being allowed to be put on your house. Let's listen into a little bit of this. Let me just see if we get past this. Let's just play it here.
The deployment of 5G technology is going to require the construction of hundreds of thousands of new wireless antennas in close proximity to where people live, work, and play. In some neighborhoods, there may not be any telephone poles, street lights, or other structures on which to place these new wireless antennas. And putting up new poles is expensive and often requires permits or zoning variances. It's a real problem for the wireless companies. But they have an idea. Suppose they could place their wireless 5G antennas right on the top of one of the homes in a neighborhood. Maybe the home of someone who loves technology, is happy to take the money, and isn't worried about any health consequences. It turns out the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, has an old rule called the OTARD rule, which stands for Over-the-Air Reception Device. The rule was adopted as part of the 1996 Telecommunications Act, and it prohibits any local authority or private landlord from restricting the right of homeowners or tenants to install a satellite dish or other antenna to receive video signals. Back in 2002, in response to the fast-growing internet, the FCC changed the wording of this rule to include transmitting antennas as well as receiving antennas. But even then, the antenna had to be primarily for use by the tenant or homeowner.
I guess I can kind of give you an idea what they're going to do with this particular ruling. And that would give them the ability that as long as your neighbor is willing to put 5G antenna on top of their roof to emit it, which is very harmful for the biology of human beings there, they can do so whether you like it or not. So we're asking you guys to contact. Let me just pull up the email real quick. My wife shared this information with me. We'll be talking about this more this week. I notice the lighting makes me look like I'm super red, guys. That's not the way. It's just the lighting I have on right now. I didn't put on the regular lights there, so no, I'm not sunburned or anything, if anybody is thinking that. But anyway, the FCC plans to amend an old over-the-air reception device, the OTARD, rule to allow wireless companies to place 5G transmitters on private homes in your neighborhood with no notice or no hearing, no opportunity for you to do anything about it. The FCC is supposed to work for the people, not the wireless companies. So what they're asking you is that you will stop this rule being modified to allow 5G antennas on neighborhoods' roofs there by you actually taking the time to call Congressman Frank Pallone at 202-225-4671. That number again is 202 225-4671. Ask him to hold hearings on the OTARD rule and stop the FCC from pushing this modification through. There's a very limited time left, and we need to act before tomorrow. So he said, the person said, I made the call to Washington, D.C. already. And again, that number is 202-225-4671 is the number. And they don't ask your name or anything, so you can call, excuse me, anonymously. And of course, I'll post in the links after the video post this evening. I'll load up this link for you so you can see more about it. But take the time, first thing in the morning, make the call. Let's see if we can't get something changed on this, because this is for your health and the health of your friends and neighbors and stuff. Very, very bad situation that's going on there. Anyway, though, just wanted to kind of update you guys on what's going on. Also, just to let you guys know, we have a new conference scheduled. It is August the 17th. It is on a Saturday. It'll be the actual first, the doors are open, I think, around 9:30 in the morning, and the conference will go till later in the evening there. You can go to our website, israelinewslive.org, and the conference is free. We are not charging for this conference. We feel that the information is vital, and we want people to be able to come. The Truth Shall Set You Free is the name of the conference. If you look on our website, it's one of the first things you'll come to. Just click on the link there. And I have not put where in Orlando, but it's going to be the same place as usual. I will update that information on the website for you by tomorrow. But I do have the preliminary schedule set already, 9:30 a.m. I'll be speaking on the remnant, and then we have a lunch break at 12 noon. Coming back at 1:30, author Deanne Loper, Exposing Kabbalah, will be speaking at the conference there. At 4:30, Yana, my wife, Benun, the latest on Noahide laws, she'll be speaking on this issue there. I'll go back in later that evening at 6 p.m. on the identity of the beast, and at 7 p.m. we'll be working on questions and answers with you guys there. So we certainly hope you'll be able to be there. In order to register, you have to register in order to attend, but we've made registration very, very simple. All you have to do is you have to place a comment on this link that you and whoever is in your party are coming. We need the names of those individuals that are coming. If you want, so that your information is not placed out to the entire world, you can, for the time being, you could put on there your first name and just an initial for your last name, but we need that for each individual that would be coming to the conference there. We are limited on seating, so I am asking you, if you don't know for certain you can come, don't register. And the reason I ask that is because the conference facility is very expensive. And the more people that come, the more we have to pay. If we book, say if we have 110 people register and only 95 people show up, we pay double the money because of that 10 people that don't show up. And right now we're set at about 200. If we get more, we can go over that. But again, if we get to where people say they're coming, they don't come, we're going to be on the hook for paying for this, and we wanted this time to make it free to the public. We will do donations, though, for those that can help to cover the cost for this, as well for the expense for Sister Deanne coming down to speak as well. So we'll do that at the conference there. But anyway, so if you want to make plans to come, leave the comment in there that you're coming. And again, make sure you're definitely going to come. Because if later you tell me you can't come, I still have to pay for the facility. Unfortunately, once we give them a set number of people that are coming, I have to block out that much. And if you cancel out later, it won't make any difference. We'll still be on the line for having to pay for however many people are actually already set to come. So just think about that before registering is the only thing I ask. We want you to be able to come, especially the Spanish community in Florida here that have friends and stuff down in South America because we're going to be dealing with some of these things we've been talking about more recently here on the broadcast. So keep that in mind. We will have security at this event. Because of the nature of this conference, there will be armed security at the event for the safety of those coming. So just let you guys know that in advance as well. Anyway, I'm Steve Benoon. We thank you for watching. Thank you for your support of this ministry. As always, you can always go to our website, IsraeliNewsLive.org. You can donate there, right there online, just at a click of a button. It's actually right here on your screen. And also our address. You can either send it to Stephen Ben-Nun or Danoon Institute, 8297 Champions Gate Boulevard, number 442, Champions Gate, Florida, 33896. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Pray. This is a time of we need to pray more than ever before. And I also want to take and just say a special thank you to some friends of mine up in Canada there. Won't call their name, but I do want to thank them. Very, very kind people and things that we share together. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you also. A special shout out to a good friend there in Israel that also shares with me some very interesting things that are going on in the world. And you guys have no idea how many people from Israel actually watch this broadcast. A lot of people watch this broadcast. Anyway, God bless you and thank you guys for listening tonight. Erev Tov.